Hi, my name is Michael Shorts, a Colorado Master Gardener located in the glorious Front Range. In this video, I'm going to show you how to divide perennials in your garden. There are several reasons that you might want to divide perennials. You get more plants. You can control the size of plants in your garden. You can share plants with your friends and neighbors, and you can improve the vigor of the plant. Plants that are suitable for dividing generally are plants that have multiple fleshy stems, like this coral bell. Now, I just bought this at the local garden center because I couldn't resist a $3 plant. But if you take a look at this, it has the multiple fleshy stems. And in 2 or 3 years in the ground, it'll be time to dig this up and divide it and propagate more plants into my garden. Plants that I like to divide in my garden include coral bells, hosta, veronica or speedwell, salvia, and the plant I will demonstrate with, which is a Shasta daisy. Now, I'll include a link in the description to one of my favorite references for dividing plants, and you can see which other plants might be suitable for division. I'm going to divide these Shasta daisies. They're getting a little bit overgrown. They're crowding other plants in the yard, and worst of all, they're blocking a sprinkler head. Step one is to cut the plants to about 6 inches high. We do this for 2 reasons. First, it makes the plants easier to handle when we divide them. But more importantly, when we dig up the plants, we're going to damage the root system. And by cutting the greenery back, there'll be less greenery for the damaged root systems to support. I've cut the stems, and I'm going to go grab a rake to clean up after myself, and then we'll get to the next step. Step 2 is to water the plant. We do this for 2 reasons. When the water soaks into the soil, it'll be easier to dig and dig up the root ball. And second, we want the plant to become fully hydrated with its intact root system before we dig it up. And that's it for today. We're going to let the water soak in, and we're going to come back tomorrow and finish the process. It's the next day. The next step is to dig a hole to put my divided Shasta daisies into. My plan is to divide a Shasta daisy into 4 pieces, and I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 pieces over here, and then I'm going to put 1 piece back in the hole where the Shasta daisy came from. So first, I want to dig a hole. And this is my opportunity to make a better soil so the plant has more success when I start to grow it. The soil here is pretty lousy. It's really sandy, and so I'm going to add some organic amendment and a little bit of starter fertilizer to give my divided plant a better chance of success. And then I'll backfill my hole. And that hole is ready to accept a Shasta daisy. Now it's time to dig up the Shasta daisy. I'm going to dig gently all the way around, underneath, and pick up the whole plant. All right, the Shasta daisy should be ready to come out of its hole. And now it's time to divide the daisy. Now I've got this neat little Japanese gardening knife, It has a serrated edge, and so I find this is a really great tool to cut up the daisy. Now you can see the size of this. I can easily get 4 good size pieces out of this one daisy. I'm beginning to think I should have demonstrated this with a smaller plant. All right, the plant is divided. This is a pretty handy tool. I'll put a link to this where you can buy it on Amazon in the description below. The next step is to place our divided Shasta daisy into the prepared hole, and we'll backfill it with the soil plus amendment. And now our Shasta daisy's in the ground. I'm going to place the other 2 daisies and come back and we'll water everything in. Now it's time to water everything in. Watering is going to be the most critical thing you can do for the success of your divided plants. I've planted these in mid-October, and October is just really dry in Colorado. So I need to come out here probably every 2 to 3 days and water the plants to keep their roots healthy and the whole plant well hydrated. And for the final step, I'm going to put back the mulch that I took away in order to do all my planting. Mulch is a great idea to keep the soil cool and help the soil with moisture retention. Fall and spring are both great times of year to divide perennials. I tend to do most of my division in fall, but there is a rule of thumb out there that says that spring blooming perennials should be divided in the fall and fall blooming perennials divided in the spring. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe to the channel. And if you have any tips or tricks, or if you have any favorite perennials that you like to divide, please leave them in the comments below. And as always, happy gardening!